Good morning. Hi there, my name's Pip Betts from the Flood Innovation Centre at Hull. I'm just going to share my screen. So I'm hoping you can see that okay. So as I say, yes, good morning everybody. My name's Pip Betts from the Flood Innovation Centre at Hull University. So first I'd like to say a big thank you to the team at Save Our Soil and the Springfield Agri company for the opportunity to speak today. So I manage the Flood Innovation Centre based within the university. If you've got any questions for me today, we're not going to have a live Q&A as such, but there should be a Q&A and a chat function on the screen. So if you can put any questions in there, and then I can respond to those after the presentation today. So I'll get back to you. So it would be great to hear from you if you've got anything that you'd like to chat about or any ideas or anything you need to know a little bit more about. So I'm just going to explain a little bit more about what the Flood Innovation Centre is and does. And then obviously I'll take you through a few more slides that are specific to what we're talking about in terms of soil today and the potential for natural flood management. So we primarily exist to support SMEs, so small businesses, and primarily within the Humber region, but we can support other businesses in other areas of the country too. But we don't, it's not funding for businesses to protect themselves from flooding that we're interested in. It's more that we are interested in driving innovation within the flood sector. So we're funded from ERDF, which is the European Regional Development Fund. And that funding is all about driving growth and creating jobs, so creating economic growth and jobs. So we provide innovation support to businesses who then develop flood solutions that then they retail to other companies or householders. So that's the sort of first important distinction to make. We're not necessarily in the business of helping end users with their flood resilience. We're more looking at developing solutions within the market. So I'll come to that in a little bit, but I was just keen to spell out that that's what it is that we're looking to do, what we're looking to do. So, and now I'll just tell you a little bit about how we came to be, once upon a time, as it were. So why the Humber and why Hull? So as you're probably aware, the Humber is a highly flood-prone region, the second most flood-prone area in the country after the Thames Basin. So the area covers a large rural and coastal area with a number of coastal and market towns, lots and lots of rural villages, and obviously the city of Hull, much of which is built on reclaimed land and is at or is below sea level. So due to our location, we're at risk from multiple types of flooding, be that coastal, fluvial from the river system, and also groundwater and surface water flooding. So it's not necessarily the water that's a problem with a flood, it's water in the wrong place, as we'll be well aware. And again, it's less about the water, but the impact that that water can have on our places and communities. So there's a real kind of shift and focus towards preparing communities to be more flood resilient. So in addition to the stats that you can see on the screen and the risks that are posed to our kind of indigenous businesses and properties, the Humber produces 20% of the UK's electricity. We're home to the UK's largest port complex by tonnage, the Humber Port. We're the UK's energy estuary, so we contribute to over a quarter of the UK's power generation. And we've got, as we can see there, those 115,000 hectares of agricultural land. So that's significant natural capital that contributes to the country's food production. So like I say, as well as the risk to businesses and properties, there's a huge risk to the country's food production and energy infrastructure that we need to be looking to make more resilient. So there are several partnerships working locally to improve the sustainability and resilience of the Humber area. And it's something of a shared vision across those partnerships that there's a real drive and a real energy to turn what we can see as a huge threat in the shape of kind of flood and climate resilience into an opportunity. So that's what we're really looking to do at the Flood Innovation Centre. We're looking to hopefully find opportunities for SMEs to play a role within flood resilience. So some of the other partnerships that we're working with and work closely with, there's the Humber 2100 project, which is a group, it's all of the local authorities within the Humber who are creating a new flood strategy for the area. There's the Living with Water partnership, which is the four of the local authorities within the Humber working with the Environment Agency and Yorkshire Water to improve community resilience to flood. Then there's the annual Waterline Summit, which is run by Marketing Humber. So that's just to name but a few. And the Flood Innovation Centre kind of fits neatly within that landscape because we're the support to businesses to help them play a role in the broader flood sector. So why the University of Hull? So we've talked a little bit about the kind of economic and hydrological makeup of the area, but obviously we're a home to the University of Hull. Recognising the particular challenges that the Humber faces and the fact that these are replicated on a global scale, the university established the Energy and Environment Institute in 2018. And in that short time, the Institute has grown from a staff of 3 to a staff of almost 130. As the name suggests, the Institute exists to conduct research into the challenges that are presented by environmental change and also looking to secure a lower carbon energy supply. So we're located in an area that's particularly particularly prone to flooding. And we have doorstep access to a wide range of research and expertise in climate resilience and flooding. So it was this combination, along with a well-timed call for European funding, that brought about the Flood Innovation Centre. As I've touched on earlier, our funding enables us to work with local SMEs. So that's small businesses with less than 250 employees. And we're looking to help them to design, develop and create flood resilience solutions. A lot of recent updates to government and Environment Agency policy really emphasise that a shift and a need for individuals and communities to take greater responsibility for their own flood risk and moves towards looking for nature-based solutions and new approaches to natural flood management. And this highlights some of the opportunities for agricultural businesses to play a role within water catchment management and flood resilience. So that's what I'm really here to talk about today and how we can support businesses in that area to do that. So those changes in policy highlight a really wide and varied amount of opportunities for small businesses to play a role within flood resilience. And by harnessing what the university knows about flooding and flood risk and collaborating with local businesses, we can really hope to innovate and find some new solutions from the market, always the best place to sort of drive innovation. So to give a few examples, this could include catchment modelling and flood modelling that can be then used to improve messaging so that we can support perhaps community organisations or local flood groups and resilience forums for them to better understand their flood risk and be more prepared in the event of a flood. It could be opportunities like we're talking about today for agricultural businesses to develop nature-based solutions and natural flood management solutions. It could be businesses providing B2B services, so that could be agricultural consultants. It could be kind of health and safety consultants who are creating flood recovery plans and providing flood risk consultancy. It could be small manufacturing and engineering companies who want to look to improve or develop flood products or make them more innovative. So we're looking at sort of traditional flood doors and barriers. There could be ways to improve the technology of those. So all of those, we're keen to hear from any of those businesses who are looking to do that, and we can help with the development of those solutions. So I'm just going to show you a little video now, if the technology is with me, that just better explains what it is our service is and does. So I'm just going to press play and let you watch this for a second. So.
Welcome to the Flood Innovation Centre, a place focused on flood-related research to help your business develop new services, processes and products in flood resilience. Located in the Humber, the UK's most flood-prone region after London, the Flood Innovation Centre is a place that helps businesses to innovate in the emerging flood resilience market. We're shaping the future of flood innovation by reducing flood risk, transforming our relationship with water, and helping our communities become more flood resilient. We're here to help your business develop innovative services, processes and products in flood resilience. A centre that brings together industry contacts and exceptional academic research to support businesses to progress new ideas. Our bespoke innovation packages are designed to help your business to thrive, drawing on in-depth sector-based workshops, design and testing services, VR modelling, prototyping and much more. We can support your business to expand into new markets, increase sales opportunities, diversify product ranges and improve efficiencies. We also host many specialist events throughout the year, from one-hour webinars to in-depth workshop series to keep you ahead of the latest developments in flood resilience. If you'd like to find out more, visit our website, follow us on social or complete an inquiry form.
So we heard from the lovely Kate, who's a researcher on our project there, just telling you a little bit more about how our support works and what it is that we can do for businesses. So I hope that was helpful. So to sort of bury down, and that was a very broad, that gives you a very broad idea of the support we can provide. But I think probably what we're talking about a little bit more today are the opportunities within natural flood management. So I've got a few slides here from my colleagues within the Energy and Environment Institute who are working in this area. Just to demonstrate sort of what some of those solutions can look like. So there's a slide here around the use of rural swales and approaches that we can use to promote natural filtration and reduce flow within watercourses. Again, some more images there about leaky dams. So I know that research colleagues have been doing a lot of work on this. So leaky dams are installed on watercourses to reduce flow velocities and encourage water retention. They can encourage connectivity to the floodplain by causing floods upstream of the dams, but they're not particularly viable in some of the low-lying settings that we've got within the Humber area. Or areas that are surrounded by economic land or infrastructure. So these tend to be a solution for upland settings. So, and there are some questions over the effectiveness of these dams, and the best designs are currently being examined. So how much water do they actually hold back? So there's some really kind of key research going on there about making sure that leaky dams are effective and that are not causing more problems downstream. So that's certainly an area that we'll be looking at to develop with businesses. As I touched upon there, a lot of the solutions around natural flood management are kind of upland solutions. So they're a lot kind of based around a flow downstream of water, and as we've alluded to today, we're very flat within the Humber and we're on a chalk base, so we face quite a different kind of topographical setting to those upland solutions. These might work more in North Yorkshire, but actually where we are within East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, we're a lot more low-lying. So a lot of the work that we'll be doing will be around finding solutions for these lower land settings. So and there's a slide there. I'm assuming the slides will be made available because I'm aware that some of those are quite small, what it says on that slide there, but basically if we can intercept, percolate and store incoming water, we can reduce the flow through the catchment both in rural and urban settings, and stagger the flow delivery to river systems to keep volumes down, which reduces the risk of breaches and obviously reduces widespread damage to rural and urban landscapes. And this slide illustrates some of the approaches that can be deployed in lowland settings. So there's kind of planting schemes, so catchment woodlands that we can see on there, cover crops and riparian woodland as examples of planting schemes. And then there are kind of the more earthworks-based solutions where you're creating riverbank restoration, sediment traps and storage ponds to store and hold back water flows. So lots to sort of explore and examine within that lowland catchment protection. So, and that leads me neatly on to what we've got coming up at the moment, which might be of interest to those on the call today. So, you know, seen from the support video, we can work with businesses on a one-to-one basis. So that would be a kind of support package where you get assigned an academic or a few academics who work particularly on the solutions that you need to develop. But we also deliver a workshop program or workshop programs. We've delivered a couple so far, one on sustainable drainage and another one on property flood resilience. And in both cases, these were about helping businesses to explore the market opportunities that there are for their businesses within these sector areas. We're currently developing our latest workshop series, so it's timely for the conference today, because that's all about exploring opportunities for SMEs to provide solutions within natural flood management. We've got a stakeholder event next week where we're engaging a lot of the key stakeholders within natural flood management to sit down with them and explore what the challenges really are, so that we can create and devise a workshop program that really goes to SMEs to look at what the challenges are so that they can bring the solutions. So, and then we're looking to run that workshop series for businesses later on into April. So if anybody's interested in that workshop series, what I would say, I'm on my last slide now, so but there's a myriad of ways to get in contact with us. So we've got a website where you can see our video and read a little bit more about our services. There's our email there. I've popped my email on there, so please do get in contact with me directly if there's anything you want to discuss. And we're also on all of those social channels. So if you are interested in the stakeholder event next week or attending our workshop series that's coming up in April, or if you want to talk to us about that more kind of one-to-one personalized support for your business, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. So that's it from me. As I say, I look forward to receiving any questions that you've posed in the chat, and thanks very much for your time and for listening.